शांति। Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 14. Divine Sanskar, Divine World. Devi Sanskar, Devi Sansar. One law and order. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Such a beautiful morning. Easy way to please bestower, fortune maker, and one who gives all the blessings. And that definitely is when just I belong to one and I have all relationships with one. Baba used the word ekvrata. My thoughts, my relationship, everything is just with one. And then Lord is pleased. Blessings are very, very important at this time. One could have any kind of specialty. So one can make that a source of income, but also very, very both ways, external, internal arrogance of one's specialty could come. But when we belong to Baba and we recognize whether internal virtues or external specialties, and we know that it's blessings, I'm just the trustee. So that gives happiness and also is consistent. Because nothing in the world is consistent, right? It goes very high and it can drop very low because could be any reason. One is ego, definitely, or also greed, lot of greed. So we are very fortunate to have virtues, but also we have externally many specialties, but we are still very humble and feel very blessed. I always believe at every step in life we need to have blessings, blessings from Baba, blessings from everyone around me. We do everything in such a humble, respectful way and do at the right time, able to help, cooperate at the right time. So the blessings emerge from everyone's heart. So we live the life of blessings. I think you all experience how beautiful is the life of blessings. Baba says Baba is full, treasures are full. Not only treasures are full, but they are open. No lock, right? You can take as many blessings as you want. So a lot of points on one given in this Murli. We will take one by one. And today is about law and order. We call it godly laws, but they are the principles and Maryadas. And those principles and Maryadas are the laws. Of course, we know principles of purity, regular study, good company, inculcation of divine virtues, like 4 pillars. Because for study we need good intellect. Baba sometimes say that you need a very, very clean and pure vessel to retain Baba's wisdom, Baba's knowledge. So that is why purity is very important. In Lokik way, even before they used to say celibacy while you are a student, no? So 25 years of life, just study and remain pure. And then based on study, what is important is to have company. Purity, regular study, good company. Baba used to draw our attention of even what we read in the newspaper. Baba says you all like to hear, just read very interesting, right? Stories, this happened, that happened. But actually, you should read to think, what service can I do? Hmm. This foreigner is coming, this VIP is coming, Pope was coming. How do we serve that? So always read something where you have thoughts of serving others. In these days, there is social media, so many things come in YouTube, right? And we happen to just turn around one, two, but we should always remember that any information which goes in the mind and intellect, mm, you will remember that. Today during day I was thinking that if when we have done any mistakes or wrong action, the worst punishment of that is the thoughts will keep coming back even after many years. Like you have forgotten, Baba has forgiven, but suddenly our simrti of those actions, so that means you suddenly feel your energy is dropping because you are with Baba, and now all these kinds of past thoughts are coming in the mind. But that's a punishment, no? Because you are studying, you ascending, and suddenly such thoughts come. So you feel little bit of descending. And that is why we always have to be very, very careful of any sense organ doing anything which is, of any kind of, uh, may not be impurity in impurity, but still wasteful. So all that information, all that listening, all that seeing has a big impact, big impact. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, you can't really forget it. So I remember that during Brahma Baba's time, and I really appreciate that how Dadis, I remember that once we had a program in Madhuban, was a big conference, and a lot of foreigners were coming, and suddenly they couldn't come because there was some war in the Middle East and somewhere. So flights couldn't come. And if people were coming, it was a great risk. So we were telling Dadi Janki, but she was looking as if she doesn't know. She has no interest even to hear where the word is. She said, those who will keep courage, they can reach definitely. That was her answer, which we wouldn't have because our logic is based on the news. We always think of, now there is always this question whether we should know or not. But Dadi Janki especially never wanted to know because she said then she will decide based on what she heard. And that might not be right. She always wanted to do it from with the power of yoga, with the knowledge and faith in Baba. that yes, you can do that, not because of circumstances, situation. And it was amazing because for us, we some or other think that, yeah, it's good to know at least something little bit. And here are these daddies, they don't know anything, but whatever they decide, Baba's power and Baba's protection comes. And so they always wanted to have power to discern, which is completely based on Baba's knowledge and power of yoga. So company is not necessarily you go out or, but even otherwise for information, it's very, very important for all of us to be careful of how much details we are going into. So principles are very important in life, and that will become like law. Law, because what other laws are principles? And if we break principles like we're breaking godly laws, but then there are maryadas, social code of conduct, how we say, the clothing we wear, the words which we speak. Because one time one person came and said to Dadi Nemal Shanta, was a good person, let's go for walk. And Dadi Nemal Shanta said, no, I can't go with you. Said, but we are brothers, no? She said, yes, as souls, but still we are in bodies, no? So when we are in body, we are brothers and sisters. And then she said, okay, that's also all right. She said, but now we are spiritual brothers, sisters. So we have some maryadas. So because of that maryada, I cannot go with you. So he was kind of couldn't understand in the beginning. But what I am just saying is that there are certain maryadas. Because we live in a big family, we have big family, right? I know that double foreigners, when they start going to Madhuban, so they will go in the village, no? They will just go, brother and sister, they will go in the village for shopping or walk. So Dadi Prakash Mani said, no, this is not acceptable because even internally you have purity, but externally, whenever anyone will look at you, first thing their thought will be that you have body relationship. So their thinking is impure thinking for you. So you go together, few of you go together. Family is all right. So there was a lot of attention on that we follow Maryadas to an extent that no one gets any thought which is not a good thought for any one of us. Because we are royal, we have a royal family, God's family. So in God's family, whatever we do, our habits, whether it's habit of eating, whether it's habit of chatting, but habits also has to be divine, has to be royal, not ordinary. Our conversations, our way to interact with each other has to be alaukic, no, Baba said. So from this is where, like today's blessing was, you have catching power in such a way that whenever you find internally a divine sanskar is emerging, sustain that sanskar. So then what happens? It becomes your image, you become Sarup. And I thought that's very powerful because most of us, at least I remember, in childhood, always feeling there's something divine within me. There is something divine which pulls us for seeking. And that's where we find our path. But there are some they can't catch it, right? So they go, they get lost in the world, but they are never happy. I remember I always used to feel inside very, very much there is something from God, something from my Creator. There is some divinity within the self. And it was so powerful, I know, that nothing else used to attract me. There was no attachment, but I was looking for where I can help this inner image which is emerging of divinity. And then when I came to Baba, first thing I heard, you have to be deities. You were deities, you have to be deities. And I just said, yes, true. And that's what I want. Because there was this inner sanskar emerging. So if we pay attention, there are a lot of sanskar, all the sanskars actually were divine, right? So they emerge. And when they emerge, I say today, like I'm feeling so peaceful. So you capture that and you stay in that state for quite a long time and use that virtue, sanskar, which is emerging. So then you become sarup or embodiment of that, image of that. So it's a very nice catching point Baba was giving. So niyam for us are principles and other is maryadas. And of course we have long list of what we call as Brahman maryadas. One is whatever I do doesn't matter, but not to me, but when others see that, what effect it will have on others. If you're wearing some kind of clothing where if body is exposed to some extent, it doesn't bother you. It's all right. No, that's what I always wear. But when you are in a very spiritual, divine, pure family, but that's not right, right? It could be right for you, but it's not right for, that's called like Maryada, social conduct. As much attention we pay to that, it helps us also because if I have to apply that law and order in my own personal life, then my all senses and sense organs should be in some kind of discipline. Any sense organ, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm speaking, what I'm thinking, all that is part of Maryada, attitude. Some are invisible, some are visible. So as much one follows principles and they live the life of Maryadas, that's what of the title, no? Maryada Purushottam. One who follows principles is the most elevated. Maryadas are more subtle than the principles, which everyone learns when we are in family. Like even in Lokik families, every family has certain moral values. And when we are in spiritual family, godly family, Brahmin family, then definitely there are much more. And luckily I came at the time when Dadis had just finished their 14 years. So when we came, we were told about every little thing. And I'm happy that we learned everything in a proper way from them so that we can sustain and keep our yajna Very, very clean, pure, honest. And the whole family in a alokik way, alokik. So that actually law and order is our principles, our Maryadas. And this will create divine sanskars. Because from spirituality, from purity, the divinity emerge. And these divine sanskars then create divine world. So we are the ones who have to create divine world. But first we have to create our divine sanskars. And they come from Baba's principles and Baba's Maryadas and catching power, right? Look at divine sanskars and then sustain them and become the embodiment of that. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to a Vikti journey, Diamond Day. When truth enters the heart, the soul sparkles.
सबके दिल में एक बाबा, मेरा बाबा, मीठा बाबा। तो बाबा यही कहता है कि परमानेंट एड्रेस आपकी मधुबन है। तो मधुबन निवासी हो ना कि फॉरेन निवासी, मधुबन निवासी। वहाँ की सेवा के लिए, जैसे हम लोग भी मधुबन से सेवा के लिए अभी दिल्ली में गए हैं ना, घर तो हमारा मधुबन है ना, ऐसे आप सभी ब्राह्मणों का घर परमानेंट एड्रेस आपकी मधुबन है। बाकी सेवा स्थान, क्योंकि विश्व की सेवा करनी है ना। कई फॉरेनर्स बाबा से पूछते हैं, तो बाबा हम यहाँ भिन्न भिन्न देशों में, फॉरेन में क्यों जन्म लिया, डबल फॉरेनर्स क्यों बने? तो बाबा ने जवाब दिया था, तो देखो विश्व कल्याणकारी हमारा ऑक्यूपेशन है। अगर आपसे कोई पूछे आपका ब्राह्मण जीवन का ऑक्यूपेशन क्या है, तो क्या जवाब देंगे? विश्व कल्याण। विश्व कल्याण ही है और विश्व कल्याण करना ही हमारा ऑक्यूपेशन है। तो विश्व कल्याण करना है तो आप सोचो, जब हम मधुबन से निकले हैं पहले के स्थापना में, तो हम लोग तो भिन्न भिन्न देशों की भाषा जानते नहीं थे। अभी आप अमेरिका में जाओ, उसकी भाषा अपनी, ब्राज़ील में जाओ तो भी अलग, लंदन में जाओ, हर एक देश की भाषा अपनी। अगर हम लोग इतनी भाषाएं बैठ के सीखते तो सेवा कैसे होती विश्व की? इसीलिए आपको ये रूप धारण करके वहाँ जन्म दिया है, तो आप वहाँ की भाषा जानते हो ना। इसीलिए सहज सेवा हो सके विश्व की, इसीलिए बाबा ने आपको वहाँ जन्म दिया है सेवा के लिए। इसीलिए सेवा स्थान आपका वो है, लेकिन परमानेंट घर जो है हमारा सबका मधुबन है। पसंद है? ठीक है। लाइक 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 लाइक, हाँ ठीक। तो बाबा का देखो विश्व के कल्याण के लिए कितना बाबा को ख्याल रहता है। आजकल बाबा बहुत मूल्यों में यही कह रहा है कि बच्चों के है तो फिर भी बाबा के बच्चे न सभी, चाहे दूसरे धर्म में भी चले गए, लेकिन बीज तो एक ही है ना, और बीज है शिव बाबा। उससे ही तो ये सारा वृक्ष निकला, तो वो हमारे ही तो हो गए ना, भाई बहने हो गए ना। और सभी गॉड इज वन तो सभी कहते हैं। कोई भी धर्म वाले आए, मानो यहाँ अभी अभी इंटरफेथ वाले आए थे, आप लोगों ने सुना भी होगा। तो ये सभी वाले मानते हैं धर्म वाले, तो परमात्मा एक है। अगर परमात्मा एक है और उसके सभी आत्माएं हैं, तो आपस में भाई बहन तो हो गए ना। तो बाबा कहता है कि आजकल बच्चों को अपने भाई बहन जो दुखी हो रहे हैं, अशांत हो रहे हैं, मन में टेंशन बहुत पैदा हो रहा है, उन्हों के लिए आपको शुभ भावना, शुभकामना, रहम आता है। दुख के पुकार मर्सी 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 कह के चिल्ला रहे हैं, तो आपको सुनने में आता है? बाबा पूछता है, तो आपके कानों में वो आवाज आता है? आता है? आता है। अच्छा, फिर क्या करते? हाँ, फिर बाबा से शक्ति लेकर के उन आत्माओं को हम शक्ति देते। यही हमारा ऑक्यूपेशन है, शक्ति देना। तो बाबा आजकल बहुत अटेंशन मूल्यों में खिंचवा रही है, तो आपका कुछ 5 मिनट भी वेस्ट नहीं जाना चाहिए। सेवा में जाना चाहिए, चाहे मनसा सेवा, चाहे वाचा, चाहे कर्मणा। कर्मणा यानी संबंध संपर्क में भी आते हैं, उनको संदेश देना, या सेवा स्थानों में कर्मणा सेवा भी करना, या आप जो जाप करते हो ये भी कर्मणा सेवा है ना। तो वो भी आप जाप किस लिए करते हो? सेवा के लिए।
बेहद का प्यार आपने हमको है दिया, हीरा हमें बना कर श्रृंगार है किया। श्रीमत से मंचमन को आवाज हम किन शब्दों में आपका धन्यवाद करें।
Om Shanti. So this is the schedule for tomorrow, which is the regular schedule. Now we will get our homework for tomorrow, and I would like to invite our angel sister, Sister Judy. Welcome.
Om Shanti. Greetings to all the blessed souls and Madhuban Niwasis, Madhuban residents. Amazing focus tonight one law and order. And when I was seeing the daddies there at the end, I was thinking about, in a worldly sense, agents of law and order, they tend to be dressed in black and quite serious. But as agents of law and order, we saw the daddies, they're dressed in white and they're so light. It was wonderful. As well, the whole intention in a worldly sense for agents of law and order is to serve and protect. And I think Gulzar Daddy's class was so much about that element of serving, giving power. That's our profession. But what I heard in Didi's sharing tonight, over and over, the one word protect kept coming into my mind. Protection, protection, protection. So what protects the honor, the royalty, the beauty of my Brahmin life? Listening to the revision of the blessing, what protects my self-progress, my efforts to re-emerge those divine sanskars? And I loved listening to the very practical, revision of the blessing today to catch that sanskar, maybe peace, maybe royalty, to really feel it, and of course then to sustain it by acting through it. It was reminding me, and some have heard this story already, but is reminding me of, as a child, I remember seeing a front page picture in the news. It filled the whole front page. And it was something called the Commonwealth Games, which is an international event, a sporting event. And it was in the Commonwealth. It was in Canada, but Queen Elizabeth came to attend. And this was a picture of the opening ceremony. And in the opening ceremony, there was an Air Force show. So these planes flying overhead in formations. And the photographer had taken a picture at the moment that everyone in the stands was looking upwards to watch the planes in the sky. So you just saw the page filled with people's faces turned upwards, and the Queen's face was right in the middle of the page. So I'm going to invite everyone right now to imagine that they're looking up, look upwards as if you're looking at an air show, look up in the sky, look up, go ahead, look up, and see what happens to you when you look up. Excellent, excellent. What often happens is this. So you notice that my mouth opened. So the whole front page was everyone looking up with their mouth open, except for one soul, the Queen. This is how she looked up. It had such an impression on me. She never came out of her awareness of her royalty. And in that moment, protecting her own stage, but, in the sharing, protecting the honor of the family as well. So much about protection, protecting my own progress, protecting the honor of the family, the yagya, protecting Baba's task, protecting other souls as well. Really guiding everyone towards purity through my codes of conduct. So really appreciating this idea of law and order within the godly family. Before we go to the homework, I'm just going to mention an event coming up this weekend. It's the Global Silence Retreat. So hopefully you received this invitation by email. It's part of the series of Global Silence Retreats. This is on Baba's healing power. Very exciting. because this one is going to visit Baba's retreat centers in the USA. So that would be Peace Village and Anubhuti. Very important to register. The link to register is on the screen, because then you will have access to all the information and resources. So again, Baba's Healing Power, a chance for the family to visit the retreat spaces in the USA. So from here, let's dive into the homework. One law and order. Only an authority who maintains law and order over everything can rule a kingdom with law and order. Before ruling the world, are you able to maintain law and order over yourself? So to begin our exploration of one law and order, let's have this meditation experience.
One law and order. Only an authority who maintains law and order over everything can rule a kingdom with law and order. Before ruling the world, are you able to maintain law and order over yourself? Only an authority who maintains law and order over everything can rule a kingdom with law and order. Before ruling the world, are you able to maintain law and order over yourself? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So tomorrow is a very important day for us. It's Bab Dada's Milan Day. Tomorrow is transmission from Madhuban. Pavek Bab Dada's meeting, November 15. So in India, it starts from 6 p.m. So here it is 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So onwards, it's Bhog offering and then a big Bab Dada's Murli. So we will start in Avyakti Parivar as well, English and Hindi. And they are available in YouTube as well. So it's everyone has choice. If you would like to join Avyakti Parivar, you're welcome. So please make a note. Tomorrow is Avik Bab-Dada's Milan Day. Now we will remember Baba.
Om Shanti. Good night, everyone. Baba's all blessed children. Right? Good night. Om Shanti.